Hello everyone and welcome back to Agri News channel. My name is Jenny Grajales. I am from the Agropecuario Center and today we're here with Katherine. Katherine is from the Commerce and Service Center. We are both from the Risaralda Regional. Hello Katherine, how are you today?
Hey Jenny, I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing just fine. Today we want to ask Katherine about some little things regarding English teaching at SENA. So we have some little questions and we will see how it goes. So Katherine, the first question is, what are some of the boundaries we might find when teaching English at SENA?
Well, Jenny, I think one of the biggest difficulties we have in our center is the very big groups we have, right? We usually have 30-35 students, so it's a little bit difficult to deal with that, right? Could be another difficulty that the listening practice or the speaking practices are very hard to do because sometimes we don't have the technology to use it or to do it, and sometimes we interrupt the other classes, right? So the teacher next to us is like, could you please?
And I bet we're not the only centers who have the same problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other boundaries in mind?
Yeah, probably the students are not aware of the importance English has in their studies, right? They cannot visualize like where they can go, right? They don't really understand how important it could be in their lives.
Even when in the inductions we talk about globalization and some other issues, but it's
they are
true.
not exposed to that, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, and
they
it's
need
definitely true. And I think it's not only for these centers, but also something we can like make broader in the rest of the country. Like students don't really have the passion for learning English sometimes because they don't recognize the importance it has.
That's true.
The second question is, what can we do in order to improve English teaching and learning?
Well, good part we have to consider is unifying concepts, right? Sometimes teachers, they have a curriculum when they get to SENA, but they need to create their guides, right? Their learning guides, and each of us has a different guide. So sometimes it is important to unify those concepts in order to have like a better communication, could be, between teachers and among students and teachers too, right?
So it will be like do more teamwork, right?
That's right.
The third question is, in your opinion,
But you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt you.
don't worry,
There's
go ahead.
another point we should keep in mind,
Yeah.
and it's the matter to connect the basic English and the technical part. We cannot forget it is necessary students have a technical part, but we need to improve their basic English knowledge.
So you're basically talking about English for specific purposes.
Yep.
Okay, so I think I also share like the same opinion, and I also think we need to investigate a little bit more about what is English for specific purposes in order to start implementing it. But it's a great idea.
That's right.
Question number 3, right?
Yep.
Says, in your opinion, what are the changes we need to implement in the curriculum design of the program?
Well, as I said before, improve in the specific purposes, right? It's something we have to do, definitely. It's not only like given or teaching the basic English, but start thinking how we can connect the basic part of English with the specific part of their technical or their studies, right? So if I'm teaching in a hotel class, so I can give them all the knowledge about personal information. So then it's important to tell them like, okay, we're gonna practice as if we were in a hotel, right? So how you do it if you are talking to a customer, right? So that part is important. And another one, which of course is absolutely necessary, we need to prompt their basic English level because their knowledge is, they are really, really, really true beginners. So we need to prompt a little bit that part.
Exactly, exactly. I know you've been here for like many years. I don't know exactly how many years.
It's Mr.
Come on.
No, I started
share.
in 2006 and I stopped for 3 years and I'm back.
Okay, so I suppose you have noticed some changes during these years.
Lots of changes.
Improvements, of course.
Yes. Basically, I can tell you, at the beginning we were 3 teachers. I was the third one. So
And
there
today
were
you are
like 27.
27.
We were around 30 teachers, right? That's the first part. Second, the number of hours. At the beginning we had like 40 hours for the titulada students, right?
For all the programs.
No matter what program it was, we only offered 40, sometimes 80 hours. Nowadays we have a completely description about the number of hours for technical students, 180, and then for technologist students, 360.
Okay. So, and apart from the hours, like the hours given to the English competence, have you noticed some other different improvements in the bilingualism program?
Yes, of course. The curriculum is quite different.
For better. For better.
Yes, for better.
Okay.
We didn't include. So nowadays, well, we have to be clear on this. That nowadays we work under the Common European Framework, right?
Very
And
important.
before it was just like in the school. You just have like in the school, but all the school, right? The numbers, the family members, the colors, and that's it. There was not something very specific or very well organized.
And according to that, do you think, in your opinion, that our students would reach the A2 or B1 level at the end of the program this year?
I think we are in a process.
We're working on it.
Yes, definitely. That's a big objective, right? And if we consider all the facts we have behind that, we're going to understand there is an objective we are going to reach, but we're not going to reach it at the end of this year.
And what things can influence that we won't reach that goal this year, for example?
Okay, well, we mentioned students come here at SENA with a very basic knowledge, right?
We're talking about high school. This is high school.
So when they get here, we need to restart the process they had in the school because it's weak, their knowledge is weak. And we also need to make them understand how important it is that they need to evolve, they need to be like they need to know to be in contact, in touch with English when they get to their jobs, right? And that's something difficult in this moment.
Of course, because we have to start from the very basics.
And the exposure, as I said before, it's not easy in the classroom to say like, okay, I'm gonna take 40 students to a hotel and I'm gonna show them how easy it's to have a tourist and make them practice. It's difficult, right? So sometimes we talk to them like, it's very important, but they cannot see how important it is.
They're not
right?
very aware of the importance. The next question is, what are some of the challenges that English teachers might find here at SENA?
Oh my God. There are a lot, I
Just
guess.
express yourself.
Oh my god. What I think the biggest challenge we have is understand what SENA is. It's a very big institution. It offers a variety of classes, right? Different subjects, and it's important when you get to SENA to understand all of that in order to give the students the best opportunity and the best options to involve with English.
Okay, so you heard that. So one of the major challenges is definitely like being new at SENA. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes. And it's not only understand SENA as an institution, but understand what SENA offers to the students and what students are, and well, it's a whole environment that we have to understand and be very clear and aware of what we have in front of us to deal with that.
Okay. And the final question is English given the importance it deserves?
Yeah, I think it has improved, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. We said in a previous question that before we had less hours, we were less teachers.
Exactly.
So nowadays we have more teachers. It means we have more time in classes, right? So definitely yes, it's more important nowadays.
Okay, Katherine, thank you very much for accepting this invitation.
Thanks to you.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel Agri News, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.